ISTP and dating phases. Nah, I'm not gonna go that way. I'll just do whatever. Okay, so ISTP and dating. ISTPs want to be independent, right? They want to have options. They want to be very much in the moment. They want to have fun. And so anybody that is not really want to be involved in those types of things, 90% of the time is probably not going to keep the attention of an ISTP. ISTPs, the first function is introverted thinking. So, an ISTP has always got something inside their head. They're figuring out something related to whatever is their object of interest. So if that's motorcycles, then they have that in their mind. If that is cars, that's in their mind. If it is 18th century architecture, then that's in their mind. So they've always got something going on in their head. So that's one of the things that if a person can't handle that ISTP's got something in their head and they're what some people might call obsessed with something, then that's going to be not a person that ISTP is going to want to date. Okay, because ISTPs want to be involved with the thing that they love, and they want a partner that wants to do that. So you have to want that. Things that an ISTP wants to do, it varies between ISTPs. Like once you get past introverted thinking, once you get past that, then that's when it really starts to be really different between ISTPs. Okay, because we got some stuff in our minds that we're obsessing about. Okay, we got something we're obsessing about in our minds. But then when you start talking about the SC part, that's where it's different. So so the activities that we want to do, it's going to be something that will be able to captivate our senses in a big way. Okay, so early on in our life, ISTPs are into really being in the moment, like extreme sports, I guess that's what you say, something physical that's going to engage the senses. So that could be like roller coasters, doing something that's really, really crazy, something that's going to captivate the eyes, captivate the ears, smells and whatnot. So hang gliding or something like that, or bungee jumping, that's going to get that adrenaline going, that they want to feel the elements on their body. That's why you have a lot of people that like riding motorcycles and stuff like that, because you can feel there's so many different parts of the senses of your body that can feel what's happening right there, right at that moment, that is going to really engage them. So if you need to be, if you want to date ISTP, you have to recognize that. So early on, that's going to be something. Now later, as you get older and whatnot, some of those things go away, but it may translate it into something new. Like, say when you're younger, you're into all those extreme activities, and then when you get older, you get into, say, I like beers, and I have specific, I want to try all these different types of beers and experience what that's like, and go to Oktoberfest, and like I'm all into that, and get really into those kind of things. Or you get really into tattooing or tattoos, and or you become like a foodie or something like that. It just kind of I guess it mellows down a little bit, but you're still into things. Whatever can activate your senses in the moment, and you're good. So you have to be compatible with that. Let's see, what else? Types of, this is always a tough one when you start talking about like what types would go with an ISTP. I think the types that's going to go with the ISTP depends on where the ISTP is at the moment. Okay, so if the ISTP is a young person that is really heavily in the SE mode, then all the types that have SE as a dominant function or an inferior function would probably be people that are going to be really interesting to the ISTP, or drawn to the ISTP or whatever. So anybody that's got, not dominant, I meant auxiliary. Anybody that's got SE in their either dominant spot, no, I was right, SE in their dominant spot or SE in their inferior spot is going to be fun for ISTP, and then, later on, when they start getting into your 30s, then maybe, those sneaky people with the NI will feel interesting and whatnot, and you just kind of, be fascinated by how they can come up with all these different crazy whatever. So if the person with NI, a dominant NI, happens to be someone that is a professional in something that the ISTP is interested in, or they have a, mastery in something like that, then ISTP might be into them. Like if there's an INFJ or whatever that like is really, really awesome at, something, like snowboarding or whatever, then that ISTP will like, yeah, I want to get after this one right here. Let's see. And then finally, way later, way later, those ones with FE in the dominant spot, those people would seem very interesting to ISTP, or could seem very interesting to a person that's later in, as they get older, like, in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, people with FE may become a little bit interesting. Because I guess the ISTP just has a yearning at that point to, see what FE feels like, I guess. I don't know. So I really didn't want to throw out a whole bunch of, and I'll make a plug for an ENFJ or something like that, because, they've got that FE sitting there, and, functions are similar. So I gave you kind of some examples. So early on, you have someone that's like a ESFP, maybe interesting early on, and then an INFJ is next, and then you could go ENFJ last, because we're looking at dominant functions or whatever for those people. And not to say that ESFP is one that's preferred for a ISTP, but what I'm saying is that especially early on, really your first couple functions are really strong, and so it doesn't even matter. So SE is fine. I mean, you get an ESFP and an ISTP together, and they're out, mountain climbing or hiking or, whitewater rafting, and they're having a good time. So whatever. Anyway, so ISTP dating part 1, I guess. I don't know. There'll probably be another one.